Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. It just says greater than 150. I mean, technically this is greater than 150, so I guess that we do actually need to use this tractor. So, this front loader. And it would make sense also because we're using a big bucket, so we need the bigger power on it. So we'll go with that. Now, our color, we have a case. We've got case IH. So we'll go with the case, although that does entail spending a bit of extra money on it. We're still going to do it. So we'll have that one and we'll buy it. It says 8,200 for you. Yes, okay. Back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the Telehandler section and we're going to go along here and we've got these different shovels right here. The Bresel and Lade ones. Says that one is 2,600, that's 4,200, that's 3,100. So what's the difference between any of these? This one's got no options, apart from colour. It's just as it is. That is for a telehandler. This one here, the great big one. This one, attacher type, brand JCB, brand New Holland, and telehandler. Ah. That's the wheel loader ones, I think. I think that's for the wheel loader stuff. Back out, and then we've got this one which we can put on a front loader. Now, because we've gone and spent the money on, we've got the bigger front loader, it makes it a little bit more realistic that we could put this on. Now, I've worked on several farms where you've got quite big buckets like this, and you go and buy a big capacity bucket like this for handling lighter things. Potatoes could be one of them. Grain handling and things like that, we'd use a bigger bulk bucket. Generally, what a lot of farmers will do, though, is they'll get this big bucket and then they will try and pick up everything with it. It's overloading the bucket, it's putting too much pressure on hydraulics on the front loader, and it wears out the hydraulic rams on the front loader a lot faster, and also does tend to damage the buckets as well over time, and so on. So, yeah, it's kind of not brilliant. Now, we would want the reinforcements on there. If you've got this bigger bucket like that, it would make sense to have that on there. And I don't have any options for a Case International color system, different color on there. So we're just going to leave it as the standard grey. We're not going to change that one over. And we'll buy this. So that's 1,900 right there. So there's 10,000 euros that we've gone and spent. Or 100 euros off of 10,000, aren't we? Oh, no, we had 200 for the other change as well. Why are you blocked? What are you blocked by? Oh, the road sign maybe? Uneven, I guess maybe the uneven ground as well is not helping matters. Let's go and put you in here. So we've got the front loader, that's all ready. I've got 36,000 euros at the moment. This one needs to head up across the field. I've got one combine that is full of canola. The sunflowers are still ticking off around the field. We can just leave those go and not worry about them for a minute. This one, I want to see what's going to happen when he gets up to the other end of the field. I really do like this potato harvester. It does look really cool, but I'm thinking that in future we'll be upgrading to the bigger stuff. So we 22,000 for the potato planter, which means that we could then, in theory, plant all of that field if we get that one, and then we also get the bigger potato harvester as well. And there's also the possibility of doing sugar beet in a similar vein, although sugar beet, we don't have the... Do we have the drawn machinery with the sugar beet? Let's just see him get to the end of this row and see if he's going to turn around, and then we'll take a quick glance at the sugar beet. We also need to go and empty that canola in the combine. You going to be able to cope with this? Yes, he will. Right, he's fine. So let's go to... Not that one for a minute. Let's go to this one. Ah, there he is. He's just over there. So I will bring this one back round. Look at this lovely, smooth, brand shiny new Massey Ferguson tractor here. Oh, what a treat it is to go and drive this beastie. Purrs like a kitten, it does. Like a kitten. It's absolutely wonderful. So let's bring you on round here. Because I've got the AI vehicle extension and not the standard hired help, he will actually carry on going again. Whereas the standard hired help, when you go into it and he's already stopped in the field, he doesn't keep going. He will just stay there until he's empty, and then he will start up again. Whereas this one, he will just keep on driving. It's actually a bit better, I suppose. So I'm not going to bother changing it over to the normal hired help. I'm just going to leave it on this one going round and round the field. It'll be a bit quicker this way. Although I'm curious if we're going to... We won't get everything into the trailer, though. That's not going to happen. At least I don't think it will. It's just now completed 3 rounds around the outside of the field. If I was to go and tip this out... I wonder. I don't know. Right, he's fine. So I want to go to this one. And I need to get over there. So we're going to have to spin round this way. We're driving out onto the grass field, which is not ideal. Owner of that grass field is definitely not going to be very thrilled with me doing that. But yeah, we'll deal with him later. We need to get over to this combine and empty out this 9,000 litres of sunflowers. Again, I don't think we will get the entire harvest into one trailer, despite our best efforts. Trees in the way here. Yes. Oh, of course, it's not our own crop, which means that if we do drive on it, it's not the end of the world situation. And I want to go out a bit like that. He will unload it into the trailer. I'm hoping actually he can turn round on this corner. Helper B has completed their task. Has he? No, he hasn't. Alright, I'll deal with that one in a second. I want to go back to this one over here. Actually, I want to go to that one. He's got 2,000 left. Right, he's not quite able to get round there. He just tried to sideswipe me. But if I bring my tractor up over here, he'll carry on and he'll ignore me. And we can just leave that one there where he is. Tempted, actually, to run this one to the supermarket right now and tip out this 9,000 litres. So that... the rest of the field should fit into the trailer and the combine, and then we can sort of get a good idea of how much we get for it all overall. Because we really don't have very far to go for this. It's literally just up here. This is why I carefully selected this job. And because we're delivering, we let them know in advance that we're coming in. They stop the traffic, and then we get to come in round like this. And we can unload direct like this. I'll be honest though, I've never really heard of a supermarket bulk buying canola like this, or wheat, or anything else for that matter. Normally they like it to go to the bakery first and get processed, or the canola, you know, they would like that to go to the oil press and be turned into something that they can sell in the supermarket, because there's not very many supermarkets that can sell bulk quantities of wheat grain, or, you know, canola, or barley, or anything like that. So, it's a little bit surprising, the way that we do things here, but who am I to judge? This is... I'm thinking this is Switzerland, isn't it? I don't know if this is Switzerland, or Austria, or what. It's the mountains. Anyway, we're in the mountains here. They obviously, mountain folk, they do things differently. That's all it is mountain folk, they tend to do things a little bit differently to... lowland folk. So that's all we need to sort of focus on. It's just that they're doing things a little differently to what we're used to. We mustn't judge because of that. What I want to do is bring this one in over here like this, and off you go. got another run down across the fields. And then we wanted to take a quick look in here. Where are we? We're going to the Beet technology in here. So that's the headers for the sugar beet harvesters. And that's all we've got. We've got the rootster right here. There isn't another tractor-drawn option for that. So you've got to have this one. So it's 120,000 to be able to harvest sugar beet, which is actually quite cheap. 120,000 to harvest a sugar beet, whereas the potatoes is 160,000. So there's a 40 grand difference there. Now, if I'm focusing on sugar beet, well, if I'm focusing on root crops in general, I got a bit of money coming in, obviously, with this harvest, once we do eventually start picking it up off the ground. But if we go over here to the map a minute, and we take a look over here, I've still got silage in the biogas plant that I could do something with. And, I mean, that's what we can go and use our tractor for. But we could then sell the biogas plant. You don't lose money selling the land. We put the money in there, we've gotten some silage out of it, and then we sell the silage, and then we can get rid of the stuff that we've got over there, sell that land, and that's 120,000. I've got the harvest equipment for sugar beet immediately in my hand right there. But maybe I want the harvest equipment for potatoes. Not sure. I mean, then, of course, the other option for various different technologies is you got that one, which is 500,000, which is ridiculous. But there is another one as well that we could potentially go for. Now, why aren't you... Let's bring you right round like that. And then right round like that. And start again. When it went all the way to the end of the field over there, he turned round and he did it just fine. Now he's coming up on his short line, he's not doing it. just doesn't like it, which is kind of weird. But in the Beet technology, we've actually got a smaller one. We've got the Panther 2 right there, which is a smaller machine. That one's 375, so it is still ridiculously expensive, and it's pushing towards the 500,000 mark, but it's a little bit less. That one's a bit more again. And then you've got these here for picking the sugar beet up off the ground. So that's more advanced stuff. So yes, it would have to be this. So we've got 120 right there, which we can buy those two straight swap for the biogas plant. We can harvest sugar beet in a straight swap for the biogas plant. Or we, for now, stick with the potatoes and we go for 160,000 there. That's another 21 over there, which makes 181,000 for planting and harvesting potatoes on a bigger scale than what we've got at the moment, which I don't think is a bad idea. And that's going to be able to pick everything up. We've already got some trailers. We would be good to go. 181,000. Which means that we sell the biogas plant and sell the silage that we've got in the biogas plant as well right now. And I'm pretty much guaranteed that that would cover us for the potatoes. One potato harvest means that we'd then be able to buy all the equipment that we need for sugar beet as well. And we can divide our land up a little bit differently here. I was actually thinking that maybe we should divide this up into two. So while that one is doing its turnaround there... actually, while he's doing his turnaround there, rather than me doing the other thing that I was going to do for a second, let me go here to this thing. And I'm just going to grab those sunflowers there as I'm right next to the combine. And then we'll go and get the canola unloaded. Shouldn't take too long either. So if I go here like this, take that bit off. There's not very much here, and I think I might actually go and deliver this straight into the grain mill as well. Because again, that's not going to take very long. This one does take a little bit of time to unload, though. It's a bit longer to unload than some combines, but, well, I suppose it's not too bad. 1,400 litres in here. Let's just whiz round the roundabout, and I'll dump this onto the grain mill unloading point right there and start it unloading. Bring you right in here and put you there so you start to unload that one. And then I can go to this one. There, 35% transported for field 14. This dude over here is not far off of finishing this field. So, yeah, I think I guessed it about right. With what with one load in the trailer and then send that off. We'll unload as we come down across the field here. Potato equipment and sugar beet equipment. So we're looking at 181,000 for potatoes in total. We get a little bit come back from our harvester and planter, although not very much, maybe 15,000. And then we've got some... What have we got after that? It's 120,000. So we're looking at 300,000. 300,000 euros to be able to get both sugar beet and potatoes. At the moment, we're on 35, so we're 10%. We've got a front loader that we could potentially go and get and use. That could be one option. I've got a tractor here that I can use. That one would be absolutely fine. I've got silage that I can go and sell over at the BGA, and we've got the BGA to sell as well, which is another 120,000. So we are a good portion of the way there. Like, we haven't got all that much to go in order to be able to get all of the equipment that we want. The only thing that we're going to struggle with is that we also need it for sugar beet. We've got to have a planter, and we don't have one. We've got a seed drill, but sugar beet requires a planter, not a seed drill. So we can actually sell the seed drill. There's a little tiny bit of money. It's not a lot, but there is a bit. The plow that we've got, we would actually want to sell that one and get a new plow, a different one, because the plow that we've got is not really going to be suitable, and we do need to be plowing the fields. After you've done root crops, you need to plow the fields. And if we're going to be doing only root crops, it means we're going to be doing a lot of plowing. So that's something that we're going to want. Just drop that one down. There's a little tiny bit of potato left there. No, doesn't look like there is. Okay. So I'll pick that one up. We'll go up over here. There's two little tiny bits left over here. Which I don't know what those are. Looks like there may actually be a few spots all the way down through here. Isn't quite lined up straight. Run down through there. So yeah, we've got a few little bits of potato. Just coming off of there like that. And then there's one last bit in that corner, which apparently isn't anything that we can go and harvest anyway. Okay, the potato harvest is done. At least the first stage of the potato harvest is done. We now need to take our potato harvester back over this way. And we need to have a look at getting the front loader, get the trailers out into the field, and start actually loading some of this stuff up. So I'm just going to bring the potato harvester down in there like that. And I'm going to go over to the dealership, and I'm going to get... Right, I got a front weight on there. I'm going to put the weight onto the back. And then I should be able to change it. Actually, I don't know if I can have the front links and the loader on at the same time. It may not even let me do that. That might not even be an option. If I've got the loader arm configuration, I may not be able to do this. So we've got to retrofit this tractor with a thingy on here. So let's bring you over here. I'm going to take off that front weight a minute. Let's stop that beacon from flashing a second. Okay, we'll do it like that. And then I want to come over here. So I need to go to Customize. In here. Configuration standard. Right, so it's the front attacher that we've got on at the moment, like that. And then I don't have an option. Design configuration. If I move that to standard, I then get an additional option here for the front loader attachment. Right. If I've got that one, I can have the front loader attacher. Yes. So I can customize that one. And then if I scroll up and I go here, it automatically removes that one. It's not an option. I cannot have it. So we can't have both. I can only have that one without any weights or anything on there. It does kind of make sense, though. That definitely does make sense. So we'll have the front loader attacher on there, and we will customize. Wait a minute. There's one other thing I want to do. We don't want narrow tires while we're doing this with the front loader. So what we'll be using is narrow twins would actually have been better for this job. They would have been the better ones. Wheel weights is probably what I want, but with wide tires. That's an extra couple of thousand customized. That's going to help keep us on the ground, that is, like that. That's what we're after. And then we want to go over this way. So the double narrows, that would have been the much better option. I didn't actually mean to go and do that. Drove right over the top of that weight there. That's really not the way to behave. Alright, let's go and get this one. This is the bigger loader, and we did make the right call on this one as well. We got the bigger front loader is definitely the one that we need for this. To be honest, even the bigger front loader doesn't quite fit. Like that. That's a bit of a squeeze on there. It's definitely sort of pinching the bonnet there a bit, but we'll ignore the fact that it's doing that. We'll pretend that it's not. I do need to just quickly... Not you, you're fine. This one over here. Let me just stop that one a second and bring it down here. That's why we had a big lag spike, because he's just figuring out what he needs to do to finish off this job. So I'll dump that one down on there. And then he'll head up across the field. So he will be fine in there like that. So now we've got our bucket. Why is my bucket not actually working? Oh. Right, the bucket works and the front loader works with my joystick only when I've actually got the front loader attached. The front loader actually hooked on. Because if the bucket itself, that doesn't do anything if I've got the bucket itself selected. Although we've got clipping coming in through there, which is not good. I don't like that. And then if I have the tractor selected and I use my joystick, it's actually opening and closing doors and things like that. And opening the back window. Okay, I'm going to have the back window open. And then I do want to... So I've got to have the front loader itself selected in order to make this work. The front loader is something that we'll be getting rid of. I don't want to be doing loader work. I don't like loader work. So it's not something that I wanted to be doing anyway. So carry the weight back. I do want to just head over to this field over here a minute, and we will just quickly finish up this bit. We can dump what's left into that trailer. We wouldn't have been able to fit everything into the trailer. I don't think we would have, because we've got 6,000 litres now. We took about 9,000. I think we had 9,000. We pushed 9,000, I think. Yeah, it's about... Sure, it was 9,000 litres that we had in the trailer when we took it over the first time. So we've got this little bit in here. That's done now. So if I go up there, harvesting on field 19 is 92% done. So we're almost finished on there. Canola in here at the supermarket is 672. I get a bit more at the Fellsbring grain mill over there. It's 150 more. I've got 1,400 litres in here, so we could maybe get an extra 1,000, 1,500. I mean, it's 150. I'd have to sell 10,000 litres to get an additional 1,500 in total. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. I just don't think it's worth. I mean, 1,500 is, it is a bit of money, but I don't think it's worth the time and effort of flagging down the train, dragging it over there, and then sending it off to Felsbrunn for 1,500 euros. Yes, it's a lot of money, but to be honest, I think we'll get more money if we put that time into other things just now. So I'm going to just unload everything in here, and we'll take what money we can get. I'm not going to worry about it. So that goes into there and starts changing. We had about 5,000, so we would end up with about 750 euros if we did that. I get an extra 4,500 harvest income. I'd have gotten 750 on top of that. Just not worth the bother. Okay, so you can stay there. You're done. We're finished with that one, and I want to go over here, start this one up, and we'll head off to the sunflowers. I'm also going to go in here. We've got the completed harvest there, 3,270. Collect. And then we get 7 grand for this sunflower job when this one's finished. It's not going to finish for a little while. Let's bring you on round here like this. And go and find... Oh, there we go. Combine is close by. I like this. So the rest of this field we should be able to get into this trailer without any problem. I'm thinking we probably would have ended up getting everything into here without any problem anyway, judging on what we've got left in the field, but it's not going to be any terrible thing that we do it the way that we're doing it. So let's just let you run down there a second. I want to see what the sunflowers are going for. That's why I'm doing this. Felsbrunn. Oh! That's 400. There's 375 difference in price. If we've got 10,000 litres extra grain left over, it is going to be worth taking that to Felsbrunn. That's going to be an extra 3,000 or 4,000 euros. That's a lot of money. That is a big chunk of money, that is. That is actually going to be worth our time. So for this one, we'll stuff everything now into this trailer. I've got no reason to suspect that we're not going to get all the rest of this harvest into the trailer anyway. And then we will tip out what we need to at the Felsbrunn grain mill over there, and the rest of it we will at the grain mill here. The rest of it can go to the Felsbrunn grain mill, where we will make ourselves an absolute fortune. And I am going to go back over to you. I need to actually select, because we've got the extra options on this tractor for like opening and closing windows and stuff. I do actually have to have the front loader selected in order to be able to use it. There goes the train. I don't need to catch a train yet. I suppose I could. That means switching over and catching. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.